a city that beats with the rhythm of ambition, where the roar of rockets meets the hum of everyday life. Known as the heart of Texas, it's more than a place. It's energy, motion, and endless possibilities. Dreams are built from mud and bayou. Challenges are met with courage, and every sunrise brings a new opportunity. From oil fields to outer space, from cowboys to skyscrapers, this city has seen it all and conquered it all. How did a small settlement on the banks of the Buffalo Bayou grow into one of America's greatest cities? Let's travel back to where it all began and uncover the story. Long before skyscrapers and freeways, the land that would become Houston was wild, covered in forests, rivers, and endless mosquitoes. In 1836, two brothers, Augustus and John Allen, stood on the banks of the Buffalo Bayou and dreamed of something bigger. They saw opportunity in the muddy ground. They imagined a trading post, a city, a future. With just a few $1,000s and a lot of determination, they founded Houston, named after General Sam Houston, the hero of Texas independence. Back then, it was little more than a few tents and wooden buildings. But even then, there was a spark, a promise that this city would grow. By the mid-1800s, Houston's destiny began to change. The railroads arrived, and with them came business, people, and power. Where once there were dirt roads, there were now iron tracks stretching across Texas. Trains carried cotton, lumber, and dreams, connecting Houston to the rest of America. The city became a center of commerce and trade, buzzing with opportunity. And as more people arrived, Houston began to find its rhythm, a rhythm that would never slow down again. Then came the black gold. In 1901, a well named Spindletop erupted near Beaumont, Texas, and oil gushed into the sky. The world changed overnight, and Houston became the epicenter of a new era. Oil companies, refineries, engineers, everyone came rushing to Houston. Skyscrapers began to rise, fortunes were made, and the city's skyline started to glow brighter than ever. From oil rigs to pipelines, Houston powered not just Texas, but the entire nation. It was no longer just a city. It was an empire of energy. The year was 1961. President John F. Kennedy declared, "We choose to go to the moon." And when NASA needed a home for its new manned spacecraft center, they chose Houston. It was here that the famous words were heard, "Houston, we had a problem." From the Apollo missions to the space shuttle era, Houston became the nerve center of human spaceflight. Scientists, engineers, and astronauts worked side by side, shaping the future of humanity beyond Earth. The name Space City wasn't just a nickname, it was a legacy written among the stars. Today, Houston stands as one of the most diverse and dynamic cities in America. It's a place where over 145 languages are spoken, where cultures blend and dreams collide. From the towering skyline of downtown to the peaceful trails along Buffalo Bayou, Houston reflects both progress and pride. It's home to world-class universities, medical centers, tech companies, and some of the best food on Earth. But more than anything, Houston is about resilience. From hurricanes to floods, the people of this city have always stood tall, rebuilding stronger every time. Because in Houston, when disaster strikes, the city rises higher than ever before. Walk through Houston today, and you'll hear the world speaking. Spanish, Vietnamese, Urdu, Mandarin, Arabic, Hindi, voices from every corner of the globe. It's one of the most diverse cities in America, where no single group is the majority. In Houston, you can eat tacos for breakfast, pho for lunch, and biryani for dinner, all on the same street. It's a city that celebrates difference, not divides it. Every culture leaves its mark in festivals, music, food, and art, turning Houston into a living mosaic of humanity. Beyond oil and rockets, Houston also heals the world. The Texas Medical Center, the largest in the world, stands as a symbol of hope. Thousands of doctors, scientists, and researchers work day and night, finding cures, saving lives, and pushing the limits of medicine. From groundbreaking surgeries to cancer research, the discoveries born here reach far beyond Texas. For millions, Houston isn't just a city. It's a place where miracles happen every day. Art, music, and imagination run through Houston's veins. From the vibrant murals in EADO to the theaters of downtown, creativity spills out onto every street. It's home to world-class museums, jazz bars, and film festivals, a playground for dreamers and storytellers. Here, the cowboy spirit meets modern art, and hip-hop meets history. Houston's culture isn't just something you watch, it's something you feel. It's bold, colorful, and unapologetically alive. As the sun sets over the city, the skyline lights up, glowing with millions of stories. From engineers designing the next spacecraft to students chasing their first big dream, Houston never stops moving. The highways buzz, the bayou glimmers, and the air feels charged with possibility. Because in Houston, ambition never sleeps. This city was built by dreamers, and it keeps growing because of them. From a swamp to a space city, from a small town to a global powerhouse, Houston's journey is proof that no dream is too big. And as the stars shine above Texas, one truth remains clear. The world looks up to the sky, but Houston reaches for it. Beyond the glittering skyline lies Houston's heartbeat, the Bayou. For centuries, it has carried the city's memories, flowing quietly past bridges, parks, and neighborhoods. Here, joggers run as the morning mist rises, artists sketch reflections on the water, and old fishermen tell stories of the past. The Bayou isn't just a river, it's Houston's soul, a mirror of how far the city has come. It whispers of struggle and triumph, of nature and rebirth. And every drop of water that flows through it carries a piece of Houston's spirit forward. Every day, Houston changes. Cranes rising, towers glowing, highways expanding. It's a city that's always under construction. Not because it's broken, but because it never stops improving. From futuristic architecture to green spaces like Discovery Green and Memorial Park, the city balances progress with beauty. Urban planners dream of smarter roads, electric buses, and cleaner skies. The skyline keeps reaching higher, not to show off, but to remind the world that Houston's story is still being written. Because in this city, the future is always under construction. Houston isn't just for the rich or the powerful. It's a city that gives everyone a shot. From immigrants starting small food stalls to engineers designing rockets, the city thrives on hustle. Here, ambition doesn't care where you came from, only how hard you work. That's why so many call it the city of opportunity. People come with dreams, and Houston gives them a place to build those dreams into reality. It's not easy, but in this city, nothing worth having ever is. When the stadium lights shine bright, the city comes alive. From the Astros on the baseball field to the Texans on the gridiron, Houston's heart beats in unison. Victories and defeats bring people together across neighborhoods and backgrounds. After Hurricane Harvey, when the Astros won the World Series, it wasn't just a game, it was healing. It was hope wearing a jersey. Because in Houston, sports aren't just about winning, they're about belonging. Every cheer echoes the same truth. We're stronger together. Every generation leaves its mark, and Houston's next chapter is being written right now. By the innovators building rockets to Mars, by the scientists finding cures for diseases, by the young artists painting their dreams on city walls. The future of Houston isn't just in its skyline, it's in its people. Those who dare to dream big, fail boldly, and rise again. Because if history has taught us anything, it's this: Houston doesn't just adapt to the future, it creates it. And as the dawn breaks over Texas, the city stands tall once more, ready for whatever comes next. When the sun dips below the horizon, Houston transforms. The skyline shimmers like a sea of stars, and the streets come alive with neon and sound. Downtown hums with jazz, laughter, and the soft glow of streetlights reflecting off glass towers. From rooftop bars to late-night taco stands, the city never truly sleeps. Every light tells a story of someone chasing a dream, building a future, or simply living in the moment. In the silence between the traffic and the music, you can almost hear it whisper, "This is Houston." Deep beneath Houston's surface lies the foundation of its strength: industry. Pipelines stretch like veins, carrying the energy that powers the world. Refineries burn through the night, oil rigs hum, and factories roar, not out of chaos, but purpose. Here, sweat and steel built an empire. But today, that power is evolving. Houston is becoming a leader in clean energy, innovation, and sustainability, proving that progress and responsibility can walk hand in hand. Because true power isn't in the oil or machines, it's in the courage to change. Every invention, every rocket, every cure begins with an idea. And Houston is full of thinkers who dare to imagine what others can't. From NASA engineers designing new spacecraft to young coders building tech startups, the city's brainpower is unstoppable. Universities like Rice and HU light the spark for generations to come. Innovation doesn't just happen in labs here. It happens in garages, classrooms, and late-night cafes. Because in Houston, imagination isn't just encouraged, it's expected. What makes Houston truly great isn't its buildings or industries, it's its people. The teachers, nurses, firefighters, and volunteers who show up every day. The parents working 2 jobs to give their kids a better life. The communities that stand together no matter what storm comes their way. It's their kindness, strength, and humanity that give Houston its heartbeat. The city may be vast, but its heart is one, and it beats for everyone. As the dawn rises over the Texas horizon, light spills across the skyscrapers and bayous. The city awakens once more, determined, alive, unstoppable. Houston's story is far from over. It's just entering a new chapter. A chapter of innovation, diversity, and limitless dreams. From the first settlers to the stars above, one truth has never changed. Houston was built by dreamers, and it will always belong to them. Because this isn't just a city, it's a promise.
A promise that no matter how far humanity goes, Houston will always be reaching higher. Houston isn't just a city of Texas, it's a gateway to the world. With one of the largest ports in America, ships from every continent dock here daily. Containers filled with dreams, trade, and opportunity flow through its waters. The Port of Houston isn't just about business, it's about connection. It links people, cultures, and nations together. And that's what Houston does best. It connects. Every few minutes, a plane roars above, carrying people from every corner of the globe. George Bush International Airport is more than just runways and terminals. It's a symbol of motion, progress, and hope. Here, arrivals mean new beginnings, and departures mean endless possibilities. Each takeoff is a whisper of ambition, another dream taking flight. Because in Houston, even the sky feels like home. Beyond the skyline lies the real heartbeat of Houston, its neighborhoods. The Heights, with its cozy charm and history. Midtown, alive with music and art. Montrose, bold and creative. Chinatown, full of color, spice, and culture. Every street, every corner has a personality, a voice. Together, they form the tapestry that makes Houston not just big, but beautifully human. When crisis hits, Houston doesn't wait, it acts. From floods to freezes, the people rise as one. Volunteers form chains of hope. Neighbors open doors. Strangers become family. The city has learned that true power doesn't come from wealth. It comes from unity. In every tragedy, Houston finds a reason to believe again. That's why they call it Houston Strong. Because no matter what breaks, this city always finds a way to rebuild.
Every generation in Houston begins with one spark, an idea, a better way to live, to learn, to explore. From the classrooms of young dreamers to the labs of silent innovators, the future is being shaped, quietly, patiently, boldly. Here, imagination isn't just a gift, it's a responsibility. Because in Houston, the next big idea could come from anyone. Houston has mastered the art of adapting. From floods to freezes, from pandemics to change, the city evolves faster than its challenges. The scientists and researchers here don't just react, they reinvent. They turn problems into pathways and disasters into discoveries. Because Houston doesn't just survive, it transforms every challenge into progress. Behind every skyline are hands that never rest. Builders, mechanics, truckers, artists, each one moves the city forward, one step, one brick, one dream at a time. Their names may never appear in history books, but their work is carved into every corner of Houston. This city doesn't just grow, it's built every single day by people who refuse to stand still. Walk through Houston's historic streets and you'll feel time whispering. The old homes, the red bricks, the fading signs. They speak softly of beginnings, of traders, settlers, and souls who built this city when it was nothing but wild land and hope. Their echoes live in the walls, in the wind, in the heart of Houston. Because the past here doesn't disappear, it watches proudly as the future rises. Look up. The towers of glass and light reach for the heavens, each one a monument to ambition, each window holding a story. From oil pioneers to space engineers, from small business owners to global leaders, the skyline of Houston isn't just architecture, it's a declaration.
We made it, and we're still rising. Amid the roar of progress, Houston still knows silence, the soft hum of the bayou at dusk, the golden glow of sunset over the water, the quiet prayers whispered in small churches and mosques, moments that remind the city that peace, too, is power. Even the strongest hearts need stillness to keep beating strong. Houston's spirit burns brightest where creativity meets courage. Startups born in garages, artists born in struggle, scientists born in curiosity, they all share the same fire, a fire that says we can do more. And as long as that flame burns, Houston will never fade. It will keep creating, keep evolving, keep inspiring. Here, strangers become neighbors, neighbors become friends, and friends become family. Disasters may shake the buildings, but they never shake the bond. This unity is what makes Houston unstoppable, a city where humanity is the strongest infrastructure of all. The children playing in Houston's parks today are the ones who will write its next story. They will build the rockets, cure the diseases, lead the movements. The city watches them grow with pride, because the future doesn't belong to someone else anymore. It belongs to them, and they're ready. From graffiti walls to grand museums, Houston's art tells stories words never could. Colors splash across underpasses, murals breathe life into concrete, and sculptures rise from the parks. Art here isn't confined to galleries. It lives in the streets. It reminds people who they are, where they've been, and what they still dream to become. Because every brushstroke, every melody, every performance is a love letter to the city that inspires it. Despite its size and speed, Houston never forgets nature. The parks, the trees, the winding trails, they give the city space to breathe. Places like Herman Park and Buffalo Bayou Park invite peace into the chaos. Families picnic, children laugh, and joggers chase the morning sun. These green lungs remind Houston that progress means nothing without balance. A city grows best when its heart beats in rhythm with nature. Houston embodies everything the South stands for: warmth, courage, and heart. People greet you with a smile. Strangers hold doors open, and thank you still means something. There's a rhythm here, a mix of Southern charm and modern drive. It's a place where roots run deep, but wings spread wide. Because in Houston, tradition and ambition walk side by side. Decades have passed, and yet Houston keeps evolving. Old factories become art studios. Historic homes turn into cafes. The past isn't forgotten, it's reborn. Every generation rebuilds the city in its own image, leaving a mark for the next to follow. Time changes everything, but in Houston, it changes for the better. Because here, transformation isn't just survival, it's destiny. At the end of every story, there's a spark that never fades. For Houston, that spark is its spirit, fearless, hopeful, and endlessly alive. It burns through the darkness, lighting the way forward. No matter how far the future takes humanity, to Mars, to new worlds, to infinite stars, a part of it will always belong to this city. Because Houston isn't just written in maps or history books, it's written in hearts, and that flame will never go out. In Houston, morning doesn't begin with the sun, it begins with purpose. Workers head to oil fields, doctors rush to hospitals, students chase their dreams. The city moves before the world even wakes up.
Because Houston doesn't wait for opportunity, it creates it. Every dawn is a reminder. Here, every day is another chance to build something greater. Listen closely. Houston has a rhythm. The hum of engines, the beat of music, the laughter in the markets. It's not chaos, it's harmony. Every sound, every voice, every echo blends into one powerful symphony, a song of ambition, a melody of dreams. And if you stand still long enough, you can feel that rhythm pulsing through your chest. Even in its darkest moments, Houston never loses light. When storms flood the streets, people lift each other up. When life gets hard, faith becomes fuel. This is a city that believes in second chances, in unity, in tomorrow. Because no matter how heavy the rain, the sun always rises again, right here, over Houston. At night, when the skyline glows, it's not just electricity, it's people. Millions of them, each carrying a spark of their own. Office lights burning late for dreamers who won't quit. Homes lit with laughter and love. Street lights shining for those who walk alone, but never lose hope. That's Houston, a city where light comes not from bulbs, but from hearts. Houston's greatest journey isn't across land or sky. It's inward, a journey of identity, of culture, of soul. It's a city constantly discovering itself through art, through struggle, through the people who dare to question and create. Every street, every mural, every face tells a story of becoming, and that story never stops growing. Stand on any Houston bridge, and you can feel it. The pull of history behind you, the promise of tomorrow ahead. The old and the new coexist like verses of the same song. Skyscrapers rise beside century-old homes, and both tell you one thing. Houston doesn't erase its past, it evolves from it. Every idea, every invention, every leap of faith starts somewhere, and for millions, that place is Houston. From the smallest garage startup to NASA's control room, dreams here take shape, take flight, and change the world. Because Houston doesn't ask, can we? It says, let's do it. That's how legacies are born. In Houston, no dream is too strange, no story too small. It's a city that lets you be. Be bold, be different, be yourself. No matter who you are or where you came from, Houston gives you space to grow, to fail, to rise, to become. And that freedom, that boundless, beautiful freedom, is the greatest gift any city can offer. The future isn't something Houston waits for, it's something it builds. From renewable energy to deep space exploration, from smart cities to AI innovation, Houston is designing the next century right now. It's a laboratory of human potential. And when the rest of the world wonders what's next, Houston already has the blueprint. And so the story continues. Houston, a city born from mud and bayou, forged in storms, lifted by rockets, and guided by the hearts of dreamers. It stands not just as a city, but as a symbol of courage, unity, and limitless possibility. Because here, dreams never die. They evolve, they rise, they fly. And as long as humanity keeps looking toward the stars, Houston will be there, lighting the way. Every street, every skyline,
Every story carries its people's courage, their hope, their love. Even in storms, even in darkness, Houston keeps moving, forging the future, embracing diversity, and inspiring the world. So when you look up at the sky tonight, remember this: somewhere beneath those stars, Houston is still dreaming, still building, still shining. This is Houston, and this story is brought to you by Citynova.